One of my most memorable cases is Jordan v. Philip Morris. And that was a case against the tobacco companies in Florida, brought pursuant to the Engle class actions, where I represented Elaine Jordan, who had been a lifelong smoker. She started smoking before there were warnings on the labels of cigarettes and before people really, for the public, understood the harms associated with smoking. And what those cases are about is, and probably everybody now knows the story of how big tobacco hid from the American public and really from the world what it knew regarding not only the dangers of cigarette smoking, but also the addictive nature of cigarette smoking. Elaine started smoking when she was 14 years old. And by the time we went to trial, she had had 2 lung transplants. And we were able to put on at trial the story of how big tobacco had hid that information from people like Elaine Jordan and how big tobacco had marketed their products to children. At the time when Elaine was 14, we found documents within our archives of Philip Morris and of R.J. Reynolds and the other tobacco companies showing that they were intentionally marketing their products to middle school children. They were intentionally marketing their products to adolescents. And what the plan was, which is borne out in their documents, is to get children addicted so that they become lifelong smokers. And that case really involved a lot of the history of the tobacco industry, and then it also involved a lot of information about addiction. We had to prove that Elaine Jordan was addicted and what that means. And addiction has touched just about everybody. We found that on our juries that addiction is something that everybody understands. So we really explained to them what nicotine addiction means and why nicotine addiction is so powerful and how it has a genetic component to it. And at the end of that trial, we received an $11 million verdict against the tobacco companies, which they appealed, and we went all the way through the appeals, and it has been resolved. And that's just a really thrilling case because I think it did so much good, and not only for my individual client, but also to tell this story about big tobacco.